Hello everyone, my name is Abdullah Al-Dimashqi, and in this presentation, I will talk about the effect of social media on mental health. To abstract, social media has firmly established itself in our daily lives. While technology offers a host of advantages, including the ability to link individuals from all over the world and platform for the distribution of information. It has also been found to be detrimental to our mental health. The literature on the impact of social media on mental health is reviewed in this essay. According to the results, there is a direct link between using social media and higher levels of stress and anxiety and depression. Additionally, social isolation, sleep issue, and low self-esteem can result from social media addiction. Social media may connect those who are struggling with mental health difficulties with the support groups and mental health resources, but it can also be used to improve mental wellness. In general, it is critical to pay attention to how we use social media and how that usage affects our mental health. Millions of people of every Millions of people every day use social media sites like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, which have become an essential part of our life. While social media has numerous of advantages, including the ability to foster relationships with friends and family, offer a forum for self-expression and support social movement, it has also been linked to detrimental effects on mental health. Social media you may Social media use may be related to anxiety, despair, low self-esteem, and negative body image. According to the study, this is because to a number of things such as the constant comparison to others that social media promotes, the pressure to project a particular image or identity online, and the possibility of being the target of cyberbullying and the other forms of online abuse. A loss of real-world social interaction, diminished productivity, and bad sleep patterns are all consequences of using social media. The vulnerable populations, such as children and those with pre-existing mental health disorders, might be severely harmed by these detrimental consequences on mental health. Understanding the possible effect of social media may have one may have on our mental health, and taking action to reduce any negative consequences are crucial as social media continues to play an increasingly critical part in our life. Social media has become an indispensable part of our daily lives in recent years. We use it to stay in touch with friends and family, share our thought, share our thoughts and experiences, and get news and entertainment. While social media can be an effective tool for communication and self-expression, it can also be detrimental to our mental health. In this article, we will look at how social media can affect mental health and provide evidence-based recommendations for social media management. One of the primary ways that social media can have an impact on mental health is through the creation of unrealistic expectations. Instagram and Facebook are filled with carefully curated image of seemingly perfect lives, with users only posting their most polished and filtered photos. These can lead to feeling of inadequacy and low self-esteem as a result of the pressure to present similarly idealized version of oneself. Exposure to idealized image on social media has been shown in studies to increase body dissatisfaction and anxiety and depression. Another way that social media can have an impact on mental health is by encouraging comparison and envy. Scrolling through a constant stream of updates from friends and acquaintances on social media can create a sense of social comparison. Seeing the accomplishment and experiences of others can cause feeling of envy and inadequacy, which can lead to depression and anxiety. Furthermore, furthermore, social media likes and comments can become a form of social validation, leading users to become addicted to positive feedback and anxious about a lack of engagement. Misinformation and sens- sensationalized news can also have an impact on mental health on social media. Social media platforms have become breeding grounds for fake news and conspiracy theories, which can be harmful to individuals as well as society as whole. False information can cause feeling, feelings of confusion, anxiety, and mistrust, and it can contribute to social polarization. So, what can we do to mitigate social media's negative effect on mental health? Here are some recommendations based on research. Limit your use of social media. According to research, restricting your use of social media can improve your mental health outcomes. Set aside specific time throughout the day to check your social media accounts and avoid using social media before bedtime. The second recommendation, monitor your social media consumption. Monitor how your use of social media affects your mental health. If you notice that certain accounts or types of content are making you anxious or depressed, consider unfollowing or muting them. Third comment, the third recommendation, meet people in person. While social media can be an effective tool for connecting, it should not be used in the place of face-to-face interaction. Make an effort to see friends and family in person. The last recommendation, stay informed by cautious when following news sources on social media and double check any information you share. Subscribe to reputable news sources to stay informed without being bombarded with sensationalized content. To summarize, while there are many positive aspects to social media, it is critical to be aware of its potential negative effects on mental health. We can mitigate these effects while still reaping the benefits of connecting and self-expression by using social media with mindfulness and intention. Here are 10 different opinions about the effect of social media on mental health. According to some research, social media use can improve mental health by providing social support and sense of connection. Study of older adults for example, discovered that social media use was associated with a higher level of well-being and lower levels of loneliness. Some argue that social media use can exacerbate anxiety and depression by encouraging unrealistic comparison and feeling of social isolation. Excessive social media use has been linked to higher levels of anxiety and depression in young adults, according to research in 2016. Some argue that social media platforms bear responsibility for reducing the negative effect of social media on mental health. Facebook, for example, has launched initiatives to promote mental health and well-being among its users, such as tools for reporting suicidal, su- suicidal content and encouraging positive interaction. On the other hand, some believe that it is primarily an individual's re- responsibility to manage their social media use and mitigate the negative effect on mental health. One study, for example, discovered that people who actively managed their social media use, such as by limiting the amount of time they spent on the platform, were less likely to experience negative consequences. Some experts are concerned about the impact of social media on young people's mental health, particularly body image and self-esteem. Perl-Off discovered, for example, that young people who spend more time on social media are more likely to report body dissatisfaction and disordered eating behavior. Others, con- others contain that the effects of social media on mental health on mental health are complex and multifaceted, and that more research is required to fully comprehend the relationship. A review of literature, for example, discovered that while social media use was associated with negative outcomes such as depression and anxiety, it was also associated with positive outcomes such as social support and self-esteem. Some argue that social media can improve mental health by raising awareness and reducing the stigma associated with mental illness. For example, the hashtag #BellLet'sTalk has been a well-known symbol of mental health advo- advocacy on social media. Others, however, argue that social media can contribute to stigmatization of mental illness, especially when users engage in negative and harmful discussions about mental health issues. According to one study, exposure to negative discussions about mental illness on social media was associated with increased stigma and lower willingness to seek help. Some experts believe that social media use is especially dangerous for people who are already predisposed to mental health problems, such as those who have experienced trauma and depression. Individuals was with a history of trauma, for example, were more likely to experience negative effects of social media use, such as feeling triggered or overwhelmed, according to one study in 2020 made by Rizzo. Finally, some argue that the impact of social media on mental health may vary depending on the platform and how it is used. For example, one study discovered that Instagram was especially harmful to young women's body image, whereas Snapchat was less harmful. In conclusion, social media has grown in popularity as a means of communication, but it also carries the risks of having a detrimental effect on mental health. Anxiety, sadness, and other mental health problems can be brought on by the irrational expectation that carefully curated pictures, social comparison, and addition to social approval and disinformation in gender, however, studies have also demonstrated that social media can enhance mental health by fostering social connection and reducing loneliness. As individuals, it is our duty to control how we use social media and to use caution when disseminating information. We may listen so we may lessen social media's negative consequences while utilizing it for connection and self-expression by being alert and intentional in order to completely comprehend the, the intricate and varied relationship between social media and mental health. Thanks for watching.